Stardew Valley. Released in 2016, this delightful little game has had its vice grip on the farming sim / cozy game community for the last decade now, and for good reason. It frickin' rules. I have poured countless hours of my life into this game, and I've even come this close to 100%ing it, but unfortunately I have neither the skills to beat Journey of the Prairie King, nor the heart to invest in Joja. All that to say, I really love Stardew Valley, and since I have friends with taste, many of them love it too, such as my friend Matthew, who has dropped some subtle hints that he thinks I should make the Wizard Tower from Stardew Valley next. Well, my friend, ask and you shall receive. Hi, I'm Ronnie, and here's how I made the Wizard Tower from Stardew Valley from scratch. Starting with our key components, a paper towel roll for the tower bone, and some foam sheets for our brick skin.
Woohoo! Yeah!
Oh? Oh!
First, I cut the sheet to size, not very precisely, since I'll just cover up any gaps with moss later. And then I get to brick drawing. Bricks are thankfully really easy to draw. You just make a bunch of rows, fill in one row with vertical lines that are brick size space apart, and then in the next row, put the vertical lines in the middle of the bricks in the row above. Just keep doing that, and then you have your brick pattern. Easy peasy! And since we want the brick texture pressed into the foam and not just drawn on, I'm pressing down pretty hard while drawing, which is pretty killer on the wrist, so this is your reminder: if you do any kind of tactile work or hobby, stretch your wrists! Next up, I cut some windows from both the foam and the paper towel tube. At first I was fussing over how I was gonna get the window pieces to stick into the curved tube, but then I realized I could just roll up the whole dang thing and shove her in there. Work smarter, not harder, baby. I then secured the skin to the tower bone, dazzling and admirable display of planning and foresight, I glued the lights in place before adding the tower hat to make it easier. If you're curious about what it looks like with the lights on, you'll just have to watch to the end of the video. Speaking of the tower hat, I very cleverly made it out of cardstock. I even accounted for the telescope hole with a sunny D cap and everything, and I only realized once it was complete that I actually was not recording the whole time. Oops. Next up, I made the door using old reliable coffee stirring sticks for the wood pattern. Followed by the ground, which is a chunk of trash foam, the origin of which I'm really not certain, but I had a big old hunk of it laying around, and I've been slowly whittling it down using it for bases. Not sure what I'll do once it's all used up.
Ah, hello, Warden Freeman. Do you smell what I smell? Fascinating. It's inconclusive.
Yeah!
clean up the seams, I cut some window trim out of foam and glued them all in place.
Outstanding.
And now finally the roof, for which I hand cut and glued each individual shingle. Now you might be thinking, isn't that method really tedious and inefficient and kind of annoying? Yes. And with that, our building phase is complete. On to... As usual, we prime first so that our paint allegedly sticks better and lasts longer or whatever. And once that's dry, we can get on to the colors. Once grayed, the bricks were in need of some color variation, so I pulled out the paper towel technique and smushed both some light and darker gray onto the tower. I then filled in the cracks with an even darker gray to make them pop, which was deceptively difficult. Warhammer painters make this stuff look so easy. No one warned me precision painting was hard. Needless to say, the end result was far from perfect, but still squarely within the good enough zone. Next up, the roof, which got a nice coat of powdery blue. Followed by a swiping of purplier blue to catch the edges.
Excellent.
A nice little coat of brown for the door and window trims. And then back to the roof for some edge highlights for more of a cartoony look. I then rolled up these two bits of cardstock to make the telescope. And the last last touch of this step, this little dangly thingy, which I made out of a toothpick and more rolled up cardstock.
Ooh, hello.
Now only one step left. Let's get on to... In terms of plant life, the wizard tower is more viney than mossy, so first up we must create and place little green worms made of string to act as our ivy. Since I can't help myself, I bust out the moss anyway, and I use it to cover any remaining cracks, seams, and imperfections. I then spruced up our plant life with a couple different shades of green. For this last bit, we'll need the assistance of our old friend, the Orb of Leaves, along with its companion, this guy. Now let's get to gardening.
Oh, wow!
Okay, with our leaves in place, all that's left is one last round of sprucing to accentuate the pinks and greens. Now the moment you've all been patiently waiting for. Let's see the final look, lights and all. Okay, that's all. Thanks for watching. Bye!